Hi guys, how are you doing today? Alright today, I just want to talk about the guitar, playing the guitar. I love the guitar, I love music, I love singing, even though I'm not the best at it, I'm not on a professional level. Well, anyway, whatever. But I just want to talk about my experiences, share my experiences and how I learned the guitar the fast way, if there really is. Well, keep in mind it's uh, subjective when we say how fast, it's objective. So, but for those who need some encouragement, I mean, we're all still learning. I'm still learning. I stopped learning for like a decade or more since uh, college. But well, I'm not the best. I'm not the greatest at the guitar, but I just want to talk about the guitar sometimes, and maybe some people out there want to listen. Well, so the fastest way. Maybe there isn't really a fastest way to learn the guitar. But maybe there's a faster way. So, uh, well, honestly, maybe cutting corners, but in a good. I mean, comes from a good place because maybe you just don't have the money for Yamaha guitar classes, whole curriculum, whatever, to be a professional guitarist. So you don't have the money for that, the budget for that. I mean, me as a kid, I don't have budget. Uh, my parents can afford to put me in a Yamaha class or get full time like weekly or every couple of days a week. Maybe guitar tutor. My parents can afford that. So so this is for people who can't afford those kind of stuff. Well, basically, I think the fastest way really is to get into a professional school, but it's uh, very expensive. So, but I've learned the guitar without that. Well, not the best. Um, but I've known some people who are better than me, like or who taught me, who didn't go into guitar schools or did not have professional help or instructors. Well, basically first you got to know deep in your heart if you really what reason that you want to play the guitar, that you want to learn to play the guitar, and if you are really passionate about playing the guitar, and if it comes from a good place that you want to learn to play the guitar. Well, basically, like some of my friends who wanted to learn the guitar, I'm not bashing them or any way. It's one of the things that I've observed. Well, maybe they like pig. And also well, for learning curves, it's different per person. It also depends if you got the talent, the natural talent for it. But even though, no, for me, I don't think I have the natural talent. I don't know, maybe, but first maybe you should check the background with your family. Like my father plays the guitar, so you have to check the family background if anyone plays the guitar there. So because that could help you. The genes could help you also as well learning guitar, and it could help encourage you as well. And because you know that you have some inspiration, you have some family members that play the guitar, and also back to my friends that I tried to teach to play. Well, maybe I'm a bad teacher, I don't know, but but also it's because Maybe some of them just wanted to learn because it's cool. Back then, it was high school. It was cool during high school. Everyone, the cool kids have guitars, playing the guitar, bringing their guitar to school and playing the guitar during breaks and impressing the girls, the women. And well, it's not necessarily that they're coming from a bad place because I know they are music fans. They love music. They love singing. They love listening to their favorite bands. But even though that they might be coming from a very good place of love because they love music. Music is also their passion. They love writing. Yeah, listening to music every day. But their attention span and yeah, it's really hard, honest truth. But this also comes from a place of love for me because they the patience is not really me. I mean, how could there be passion but patience is not there? So aside from passion, you also have the need to have the patience and the determination to learn, to take the time and to suck. And people around you will hear that you suck playing when you're just starting. If you are ashamed of that, so you will not go anywhere because when you hear that you suck, and then your people around you at your home or your neighbors hear that you suck, and then you're embarrassed. So what's the point? Because you're ashamed. Kind of a perfectionist, like one of my friends. So I just wasted my time teaching him because he doesn't learn how to play. I mean, he doesn't know how to play. So at first, you're really gonna suck first because you don't know how to press. The amount of pressure that needs to get a right, good, get a good tone, chord or strumming. Even though the strumming, it's gonna suck. Of course, you're gonna sound bad and stuff, especially if you don't know how to play and you're using a cheap guitar. So yeah. Even though it's not a cheap guitar, well, I started with a cheap guitar, but if I mean, you won't learn how to play the guitar in just a couple of days or a couple of weeks. It took me like weeks and maybe I think in a month I learned how to. My first step in learning the guitar, I think, just learn how to get some chords in and get some strumming in. In a month, it sounded bad and choppy, but I played for like maybe like more than 5 hours a day. And my hands were just swollen, my fingers were just swollen. But I did what I had to do, even though I will annoy the people around me, and then I will have a bad reputation because I suck at the guitar. But sooner or later, so people are singing along because I think maybe it got better. Well, in my opinion, I'm just happy. Well, it's subjective again. I'm happy just to play the guitar. So for me, that's better already. I mean, yeah, we all have different standards, but what I mean is, if your standards are very low and your pride is very low, you can start learning how to play the guitar. But if you're like my friend, who's a perfectionist, well, he learns fast everything else, but maybe he has some natural talent in everything else, like maybe drawing, or other sports. But when it comes to the guitar, maybe he didn't have natural talent. I don't know anyone in his family that plays guitar, but then also he doesn't have the perseverance, the patience, and the perseverance and the lack of shame just to learn how the guitar is so prideful. So um, if you can get past that, so if you're really ashamed, go somewhere, play somewhere when you're alone, that you're alone. Maybe by the beach or a field where there's not a lot of people there. Yeah, first, yeah, it's a very long talk, but yeah, first you need to know if you really your reasons why you want to play the guitar. I mean, for what purpose? If the purpose is not good enough, so might as well just do TikTok and drink some beer all day, all night. Yeah. So my second tip is to get someone who knows how to play the guitar, is willing to teach you. Just the bare minimum, just the basics of how to read the chord chart and try to learn the basic chords like G, A, E, D. Learn how to just learn how to do the chords, to read the chords. And number three, think back deep again inside you why you want to play the guitar. I mean, are you really into it? Is your soul, your body and mind, soul and your heart really into it? I mean, you need to hear it. You need to really hear the sound of the guitar, the chords, each plucking, each strum. You really need to absorb it, to be one. You need to understand it, but first you need to learn how to play the guitar. But I mean, when you're listening to songs, you don't only absorb the lyrics, hear the lyrics, but you also need to have a good ear. You also need to have to learn to absorb, take it to heart what each chord sounds like, and the strumming as well. Yeah, it's hard. I'm not a good explainer, but that's how I can express it. How I learned the guitar. You need a good ear, and you need to really listen. If you're not a good listener, if you're one of those people who just talk and talk all day, talk about yourself, and like my friend, no one wants to talk about himself. He's a great talker. I mean, he's very entertaining, he's very funny. But when it's my turn to talk, then he's just looking around and doing something else, just not listening. Obviously, well, I know, being rude, and then he'll get the topic back to him again. Well, I'm kind of ranting, but yes, that's true. If you're not a good listener, so that's one of the things that, like playing the guitar or playing music, that's one of the things that you will fall short, because you might be a good speaker. I mean, he speaks on stage, he speaks poetry, but he's not a good listener. So, well, we've been friends for 20 years, more than 20 years. So he still doesn't listen. Well, I'm the best listener in our group, like during high school. So yeah, if you're not one of the best listeners, I'm not saying you're the best of the best. One of the best listeners. If you don't want to listen to other people, you just want to listen to music to entertain yourself, but you don't really listen with your heart. You don't listen to other people 100%. So it's one of the things that you might fall short. Well, it's subjective, and it might not be for. I mean, that's not gonna happen for everyone. I mean, but you're gonna have a disadvantage of learning an instrument or the guitar if you're not a listener, if you don't know how to listen. So you don't know how to listen to the world, to the sounds. Well, you can hear, you can listen, but you don't you don't absorb it, you don't become one with it. So because if you want to be independent, you can't expect your friends or your family to teach that knows how to play the guitar to teach you how to play the guitar all day. I mean, they also have their classes, they have their assignments, you have schoolwork to do, chores or their jobs or whatever. And they also have their own hobbies, and they also want to do things in their free time. So you can't expect someone full time to teach you. So that is why you need to learn how to. If you can get them to teach you with their spare time, you really have to take it to heart what they're teaching you and learn to heart what they're teaching you. How to read chords, how to read the chord chart, and how to transition with the strum. And then again, back to listening skills. If you're not a good listener, you cannot learn what they can teach you in a short period of time, because that's the time that they have. You're not paying them to be your tutors for 8 hours a day. So if you're really not, your heart's not into it 100%, and your ear is not into it as well 100%, so you're not going to learn how to play the guitar at all. Yeah, just like my friend who until now never learned how to play the guitar because, yeah, unfortunately, that's life, you know. No matter how much I want to help people, but if people are not willing to be helped, well, if you're not willing to be helped, you will never learn how to play the guitar. So you need to accept that your flaws, that you're not perfect, there are things you do not know, and you need to accept that it takes time. And back to the listening skills, why? Because once you learn how to play the guitar, you need to be independent. So if you want to learn fastest way, or just a faster way, in my opinion, you need to be independent. What I mean is, if you're good ear, if you have a good ear, if you are good at listening, you have good eyes, you're very good at observing, so you need all those factors, because then you will be alone, and then at least you can practice the guitar for 8 hours a day, and maybe in a couple of weeks and a month you can learn at least how to play the guitar and transition to the chords and some strumming. What I mean is, after you learn how to do the chords, the strumming and transitions, if you don't have a good ear, if you're not a good listener, so it's very, being repetitive, this is key factor here. If you're not a good listener, you can't play by ear, so you can't learn by ear. So you start with a song that you like, you learn their chords. After you learn how to read the chords, you get a song that you like. Usually it's an easy song with 4, 5 or 6 chords. Start with that, because if you don't know, if you can't absorb, if you're not a good listener, so you can't learn that song while that song is playing. So because if you're alone, you can keep on playing that song that you like, and then keep on playing along with it until you can play the song without listening to the song. So you need to be a good listener. You don't have to. Well, you need to have the right chords, but you don't have. You need to listen well also to the strumming, but you don't have to literally copy the strumming or each plucking or each pattern. You can do it your own way. So that's your own version when you're the one playing it. So you don't have to really be trying so hard. You should try hard, but not really that hard to copy everything, because you can't always be like everyone else or be better than your favorite than the band playing your favorite song or artist. So yeah, because how I learned it. So after I learned how to read the chords, at least the chords of the song that I like, just keep playing by myself, keep absorbing it, go straight to my ear. It's hard to explain, but yeah, you need to feel it with your mind, your body, and your soul. Maybe that's the way, the right way. The whole song. I mean, you should hear it inside you. How do I explain it? Yeah, even after the song is played, you can hear it in your mind. I mean, you can play it in your mind. Yeah, but yeah, it's a hard skill to learn if you're not a good listener. So, because when you learn the chord, when your favorite song that you're learning is playing on the radio or stereo, you will know that's the chord. And also that as well how I learn faster. I learn to play by ear. So sometimes I can find the chords of the song just by listening. So you need that skill. So I'm not the best at explaining it, but I think that you might get it. And also, one of the things that you need a very good ear, because if you don't have good listening skills, then it's like the people that have photographic eyesight. When they see it, they know how to do it. They can translate it, like in martial arts. Some people just show it once, and then then another person can more or less copy your move. So, but it might be more complex because it's just sound waves. And that's the thing as well. If you don't, if you can't, if you don't have a good ear, if you can't listen, if you're not a listener, you don't know you don't know what each each string. You don't know how each string sounds like. If you don't, well, then you're never gonna learn how to tune the guitar. First, there are gadgets right now. I don't think they got those back then. I don't know. I don't think I can find any place could buy it 20 years ago. But now we have electronic gadgets and apps that you can tune the guitar. So if you don't have the ear skills, if you're not a listener person, you will never know how to tune the guitar. If you don't know how to learn to tune the guitar, if you don't want to learn how to tune the guitar, you will never be good at playing the guitar. Well, you might be able to play the guitar if you don't know how to tune the guitar, but you will not be very good. You just know how to read the chords and how to strum, but there's no soul in it, and you will never be better because I know some people, but there's really no flow, no connection. Well, I'm not the best. Well, I stopped learning, but yeah, I'm not really good. I haven't improved in 20 years, but yeah, I just want to give some tips. But at least I think I'm good enough. I think because I was able to play live with some bands. Well, anyway, but yeah, it's just an important skill. Yeah, back and because of live. If you don't know how to tune, and then you play live, it's gonna be a nightmare for you because there will be times when you play live that your instruments will be out of tune. So so if your instruments are out of tune and you're going to play in 5 or 10 minutes, and because sometimes you transport the guitar, just in case uh, it gets out of tune, it gets bumped, or you let the other band borrow your guitar, and when it comes back to you, it's out of tune. Because it happened to me once. We're about to play like 5 minutes, and then we're about to play, we're on stage. So we kind of got delayed because I had to tune all three of our guitars. Because in college, I was the only one who knows how to tune the guitar. I mean, the other guitarist and the bassist were very good at playing the guitar, but yeah, it's not complete. They don't know how to tune the guitar, so I had to tune, and we got delayed for like I think more than 10 minutes, so that's minus points. But that would happen. So yeah, I don't want to talk about why that happened. Well, maybe no, yeah, forget about it. But yeah, that's one of the things. If you well, yeah, if you ever plan on playing live, you really need to learn how to uh, tune your guitar. I'm not saying perfectly, but at least in the sound that you can recognize. I didn't learn how to professionally tune the guitar, or nobody taught me. I just learned by ear because I'm a very good listener. And what I did was, there are some songs. There are some songs that I know that some of my friends taught me with some plucking. So can't remember that. So yeah. So you need to learn how to pluck as well, because what I did do, how I was able to learn how to tune the guitar. So with all the songs that had like intros, I can't remember. Yeah, with all the six strings and all the pluckings, I just put them together. I mean, whenever I'm working on a string to tune, try to see if it sounds right enough. I mean, I'm not going for perfection, but that's how I learn how to tune by myself. And then, yeah. And string, first string, and then second string. So that's how I learn how to tune. Second string. Turn it. You need to learn a lot. You need to learn a lot of songs that you like. And the songs that you like will more or less come together, and I mean we'll cover all the strings. So if you're not keen on listening, so you will not learn how to tune the guitar, because you need to hear the right sound, you know the right sound, so that you will know when it's enough for you, with your scope, with your capability to tune. So that's one of the skills. So there are a lot of things you need to learn. So also, you need to get some tips when you're hanging around. So like some tips, stretching tips. Some of my pro friends who taught me some good tips, like scaling tips, exercises. You get some tips, but my best tips for the easiest way to learn the guitar is to learn the songs that you like. But it's the key that it's key factors that you need passion and listening skills. The song, keep learning songs that you like until you can sing along with it, and then proceed to the next song. So first start with the songs. Try to find songs with the same chords that you know, but different patterns, and then slowly learn other songs. You need to learn the family chords: G, F, A, G, B, C, E, and then the minors and the sharps. And also you need some friends that can teach you some power chords. And some broken chords. You need some people to show you how to do it, show and tell. But if you can already know how to read the chords, well, at least in today's time, we have YouTube, we have videos online, like tutorials. But again, if you don't know what it sounds like, what it should sound like, you can produce the sound as well. And you're pressing the same chords, but you're not producing the same sound, maybe because your press is not good enough. Sometimes your hands are pressing other chords. It's not how you press is not good enough, or not proper enough to produce the right sound. And you don't know how to tune. You don't know what a good tune sounds like. Well, in your scope, in my scope in a way, you don't know how to what a decently tuned guitar sounds like. Well, you can't learn fast. But anyway, so what else? Yeah, you need to have your own guitar. So you need to start with a decent guitar. Oh yeah. So when I learned how to tune, you gotta prepare some budget, because first you need to have the guitar. Then when you learn to tune, you're gonna need some money. You're gonna save a lot of lunch money, because the strings are gonna cost a lot. You're gonna need a lot of spares, because you're gonna break your strings when you're learning how to tune. So there were days like I would tune all day, all night, because I can't wait for my friends to come around and tune my guitar, because I want to keep learning every day. But every now and then it will become out of tune. Well, if you start with a cheap guitar, but first you need to learn how to play guitar with a proper guitar, proper quality guitar. Well, I learned from my father's guitar, and it was a very good quality guitar. He played in the church, and then, well, you need a proper guitar quality. And then you need the proper guitar strings quality. So you need to ask around. You don't just buy cheap strings, because it will sound like it will sound crappy, like some sort of metal, annoying metal sound. It will not sound like a guitar string. Well, some cheap strings sound good at the start, but again, at a couple of days they will get rusty and sound terrible. So I think I have a decent guitar strings here. It's been like maybe about 2 years, I think. It's rusty, but it still has kind of a decent sound. Well, I'm just playing it at home anyway, and on YouTube. Don't have any plans of playing live in the mall. Soon I need to buy an expensive guitar with that and some expensive high quality strings. So yeah. Even though you will learn how to play the guitar, how to read the chords, but if you are good listening again, back listening, you will know when your guitar sounds bad. Sounds cringe because of the low quality strings or their low quality guitar. I'm not saying my guitar is top quality, cheap, but good enough for me. It was good enough for me to play live 2 years ago. So if you want to play live, you need some new strings every now and then. Yes, where was I? So yeah, you need a good quality guitar. So you really need to invest a lot. If you're not willing to invest in a guitar, or at least get a decent, cheap, used or second-hand guitar, better forget about learning how to play the guitar, because you will just be wasting other people's time teaching you how to play the guitar. So I also let my friend borrow my other guitar, and he just let it get destroyed in the rain or the sun or something. So the guitars are not cheap. So if someone lets you borrow their guitar, at least if your attention span, if your perseverance is short, at least take care of the guitar. So if you're not planning on owning your guitar, you need to own your guitar even while you're still learning, because you're gonna break it when you're still learning. Especially if you start learning in an old guitar, used guitar, these things are gonna break. I learned the old guitar. Some old guitars, like more than 10 years old, I think. I had like 4 or 5 guitars when I was young, and 3 of them got destroyed because they were already old. The 4th one was low quality, so you really need to invest in the guitar. But well, yeah, start with a cheap guitar. So anyway, you'll know. First, yeah, again, you need to know where you're coming from, because again, even though you spend a high quality expensive guitar, but your attention span is short, it's still a waste. So you need to know from the start how much passionate you are. If it's not 100% during the time when you're starting, well, I can understand now because you have jobs and all, obligations. But when you're young, you have all the time in the world, but you don't have the 100% passion to learn the guitar, so just forget about it. You'll just be wasting your time. Well, you could try. Well, at least you tried. No, well, yeah, you said that all, but yes, still give it a try. If you want to try, but you're not sure. If you could get a guitar that you can practice all day, that you can borrow, at least a guitar that someone else is not using anymore and is fairly decent. Well, yeah, if you're half-assed at learning, but still want to learn, who knows, you might get interested down the road, but well, you never know. People are different, but that's it. Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, I enjoy this kind of videos. Like, it brings back around a lot of memories. Um, yeah, so yeah, if you don't see yourself playing the guitar for a long time or for the rest of your life, I mean, not professionally or live performances, at least every now and then, at least every now and then in your personal life, if you don't really enjoy it, so if you don't truly enjoy it, if you can't enjoy the guitar, play the guitar by yourself, so you just want to show off, so yeah, you're wasting your time. Well, yeah, so yeah, thank you so much for listening. So comment down below if you have some questions or anything you want to talk about the guitar. Well, if you can learn how to play the guitar, it's not the end of the world, you know. There are other instruments, and maybe you just don't have the time. So there are other things to do in life. It's okay just to listen. It's okay just to sing, just to karaoke. You don't need to learn to play the guitar. Well, for me, I just learned how to play the guitar good enough for my own standards, and I'm fine with that. So I don't need to be the best or to be at an amateur or professional level. I mean, I played live a couple of times. I'm not sure if I suck or not, but well, the crowd seemed to enjoy it. But at least I've done it, you know. At least I've done it to a level that I'm satisfied with. I'm not a perfectionist. Yeah. Also, yeah, learn the guitar if you're not a perfectionist. So if you're willing to make mistakes, if you're willing to suck live as well, you're willing to sound bad because something, you know, live, hundreds of people. Because everyone's got to start somewhere, so everyone is not perfect somewhere. So because you need that exposure, you need to make those mistakes. You need to learn from all those experiences. You need to be exposed to that environment to get the stage fright off playing a couple of times. You need to play a lot of times on stage to get it off. Because even though you're very good, but the stage fright or the nervousness will make you suck. Will make you make mistakes, and you need to experience the technical aspects, the sound, the setup of the sounds, and how the feedback of the sound with you on stage. Sometimes you can't hear yourself, but you need to play. But you need to have a good ear that you can hear the speakers where the sounds are coming from your band, from your guitar. And if you can't hear, you also need to be dependent on the speakers as well. As long as you're pressing the right chords, because sometimes you will not hear yourself because you're in an amp. Well, maybe you can listen to what's coming out of your guitar, but sometimes no live, no, it's too noisy. You just need, even though you can't hear yourself, but you know you're pressing the right chords, you're pressing it the right way. You can still make it work. Oh yeah, and if you want to learn fast, you need to practice like what I did, like maybe at least 8 hours a day, the whole day, whole night. I don't sleep. I can't sleep. I only get a couple of hours sleep. You need like twice or thrice the rate of practice, especially if you don't have professional help, so that you can learn fast. Me, I think I was able to learn in a month, so non-stop practice. all your free times, you need to focus on learning the guitar. If you want to learn the guitar, if you want to learn at least to be in a good enough, decent level of playing the guitar, but by your standards, I'm not saying it on a professional standard. I mean, at least get the point where you're happy that you're playing you're happy that you're playing, that you're able to play guitar. And for me, I'm happy. I'm happy to be able to play my favorite songs on a decent level. At least I can sing along with it by myself. So yeah, so that's it. So the video is very long. Well, take care, guys.